Hi, welcome to Northumberland Zoo on YouTube. My name is Maxine and I work here. Now the summer's over, so guess what? We are in full swing, building and catching up with projects mode. So me and Luce have just popped down here to see what is going on.
Yes, so we're in the paddock that is currently in between the snow leopard house and the tapirs. And this used to be where we keep Shetland ponies, and then we had alpaca in here for a little while, but it's been empty for a bit. So we decided we wanted to convert it into a tapir lake. So the tapirs are right here next door. We've got two now. We've got Tobias and we've got Pablo, and they're getting on really well together, which is great. So now we've got two, we kind of think we need a bit more space. Also, tapirs go to the toilet in their pool. So their indoor pool that they have in there it's not the biggest pool, and they do use it as a toilet. So unfortunately that one has to be cleaned out so regularly. So we wanted to upgrade them to a much larger pool that they can swim in. So they can use the toilet in there and they can use this as their swimming pool.
Have you got a clever name for this lake?
No. No, did we have one? I can't remember. We have not got a name for the lake, but I feel like we should name it because it's such a huge feature that maybe we'll name it Lake Tapirmere. How does that work?
Dad keeps calling it Lake Windermere. It's not that big. But yeah, it just makes total sense because right now the tapirs have got access to these two paddocks here. So there's the sand paddock there and then there's the grass paddock there. The tapirs are inside at the moment because unfortunately today the weather has finally changed. We had a really good summer though. The weather's been so nice. I think we welcomed maybe around 25,000-30,000 visitors over the summer, so it's been a great summer. But now we're full steam ahead on all of our projects. So my dad's got himself a new toy, which is a slightly bigger digger there on the right hand side, and we've rented that Wally wannabe sheep foot roller for actually compacting this dam down. So the whole idea with having like a proper tapir lake is that they should be able to actually fully submerge and actually swim in it. So this is actually quite deep, but we've left a ramp into it so that the tapir can actually slowly kind of walk down into it. But also there are areas where he could literally just jump off and into it and not have to worry about hitting the deck. So I've had to kind of like think about all eventualities here. Now this will be fed by a field drain, so we've actually got a drain that'll flow into it, because when our play area and that gets really wet and really bad weather, all that water is being redirected down here to fill this lake, and then we're going to have overflows here, which then obviously kind of go off, and because the lemurs has like got a natural bog in there and everything as well, so it's quite an operation.
So where this paddock is as well, it will eventually be accessed by the tapirs, but also the capybara and potentially the rhea too, because they're all together or they're in interlinking enclosures at the moment. So we're going to create gates into the grass paddock and the sand paddock, so we can either have the cappies in here or the tapir or everyone together.
Oh my. This is why I can't spend a lot of time watching my dad in machinery, because he's just fearless and it stresses me out massively. So whenever he's doing projects like this, I just avoid them. I only come down because he keeps telling me, you need to come down and have a look. Right, I'll come down and have a look, but then I close my eyes at the same time. It's true though. Are you having fun?
Always. Going well, enjoying it. Never dug a big hole like this before.
When do you think it'll be done?
Well, I think we'll have it by the end of the day where we can get it filled up with water, and then we'll see where the levels are, and then we'll do some trimming work around the side so it all looks right after it's filled up. The main thing was getting in the bottom and getting all the bottom cleaned out, and then we don't need to go down there anymore. So no, pretty happy with it.
The weather is horrific. We've got quite clay soil here at the zoo, which is a little bit annoying. But in this case, it's actually been quite beneficial, because what my dad's done is dug right down to the clay base, dug some clay out, and we're actually using the sheep's foot roller on this bit. So he's been piling the clay up here. This is obviously where the old Cappy's house used to be. There's Lemur Woods there. piling the clay up on here and then going back and forwards with the digger and the roller and trying to compact this as much as possible to create the dam. So from this side you can really get a good idea of how deep and how big the lake is. Obviously public viewing is going to be on that edge of the enclosure, and Lee's just up there now, obviously moving all the spoils over and actually making a bit of a mound in the middle just for a bit of an enclosure feature. But yeah, it'll be quite good. So obviously we're just trying to get all this stuff done before the weather gets too bad, because we always seem to do this stuff when the weather's bad, but that's what you have to do when you're super busy during the summer holidays. You haven't got a great deal of choice. So the idea is that we're going to have 2 gates up here with access to both of these paddocks there, so it's like one big loop. So yeah, if you come down and you wonder why we're building a big swimming pool, literally it is, we are building a big swimming pool. But there's a couple of other things I wanted to mention. We have launched all of our kind of autumn and winter events this week. So Breakfast with Santa tickets are on sale. Our Northumberland Zoo event is on sale, and so is our wreath making workshop. So if you want to get involved in any of them, then please, you can go onto our website and learn more about them. Now, Northumberland Zoo event is obviously in aid of the Dahari conservation project that we support out on the Comoros Islands. They're the ones that are directly impacting the populations of the remaining wild populations of the Livingston fruit bats. And they actually put a post out this week on their Facebook page, obviously kind of saying, woohoo, we've actually seen there's been an increase of numbers of Livingston fruit bats on Anjouan, which is one of the islands, and they've tagged us in it, which is great. And obviously all this money that we raise for the Northumberland Zoo event helps and goes towards Dahari conservation efforts. So if you want to come and support bat conservation and have a really, really fun, spooky night out, then do get yourself booked onto the Northumberland Zoo event. We've got like a proper like scary trail through our tractor museum. So if you're an adult and you're like, oh, that sounds a bit rubbish, it's quite intense in the tractor museum, but we do have like a kid-friendly bit at the very first hour of the evening, so it'll be from 4:30 till 7. We can go through the tractor museum and there's no one jumps out at you, but after 5:30 we have fun. But there'll be like bat treats in the cafe. You can make a bat craft, obviously you get to see the bats, meet some creepy crawlies up close, all kinds of stuff. So it was really fun last year, so if you want to get involved with that, then you can book tickets now. And also I wanted to give a shout out to one of our viewers called Rachel, who sent in something super cool this week, which really put a smile on our faces, especially during the busy summer holidays. She was inspired by our crayfish videos and learned a lot about them, and she made this really, really cool needlework craft of a crayfish and sent it to us, and it's up on the wall now. So it was a huge, huge thank you to Rachel for that, because that was really cool to see, and obviously it's great. That's the whole reason why we're here, for education and inspiring people, so thank you so much. Anyways, we've got a lot to do. I've got a lot to do. It's never ending. That's my update for this week. I hope that you're having a good week, and if you haven't done already, please do remember to subscribe to the Northumberland Zoo channel and like this video, and I shall see you next week.